Right now, as you're watching this, there are two versions of you fighting for control. One of them wants to focus, to be present, to actually live your life. The other one? It's already 3 conversations ahead. Rehearsing arguments that haven't happened yet. Replaying memories from 5 years ago. Quietly convincing you that something, somewhere, is about to go wrong. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. The second one is winning. Not because you're weak. Not because you're broken. But because that version of you was built to win. Engineered by millions of years of evolution. Hardwired into the deepest part of your brain before you ever had a say in the matter. Today, we're cracking open the skull. We're going inside. And we're going to find out exactly what's running the show up there and why it's quietly working against everything you actually want. This is Brain Contraband. Let's get into it. Okay. First thing you need to understand. You don't have one brain. You have 2, and they hate each other. Well, not literally 2. But functionally? Absolutely. The first is your prefrontal cortex. The front part of your brain. This is the part that makes you human. It plans. It reasons. It says, maybe I shouldn't send that angry text at 1 a.m. It's patient. Logical. Future-oriented. The second is your limbic system, specifically your amygdala. Deep, ancient, buried in the center of your brain like a tiny almond-shaped dictator. The amygdala doesn't think. It reacts. It sees a threat real or imagined, and it floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline before your rational brain has even registered what's happening. Someone gives you a weird look in a meeting? Amygdala fires. You see a negative comment on a post? Amygdala fires. You check your bank account? Oh, amygdala absolutely fires. And here's the thing about your amygdala, it is fast. Neuroscientists have found it can process a threat in as little as 12 milliseconds. Your conscious mind takes about 300 to 500 milliseconds to catch up. Do the math. By the time you realize something is wrong, your ancient brain has already hijacked your body, spiked your stress hormones, and started preparing you for a fight that probably isn't even real. You're not overreacting. Your amygdala is just very good at its job. Now here's where the psychology gets really interesting. For a long time, scientists thought the brain worked like a camera. Something happens in the world. You perceive it. You react. Input. Process. Output. Clean. Simple. Logical. Except that's completely wrong. Because your brain isn't a camera. It's a prediction machine. Every single moment of your waking life, your brain is not reacting to the world. It's predicting it. Running simulations. Building models. Constantly asking, what's about to happen and how do I survive it? Neuroscientist Lisa Feldman Barrett calls this predictive processing. And once you understand it, you will never see your own mind the same way again. Here's what it means in practice. When you walk into a room full of strangers, you don't observe the social threat and then feel anxious. Your brain predicted the threat before you walked in. The anxiety was already there, waiting. When you hear a certain song and feel a wave of sadness, your brain isn't responding to the music. It predicted an emotional state based on past experience and then created that feeling in your body. You are not experiencing reality. You are experiencing your brain's best guess about reality. And if your past is full of stress, rejection, or uncertainty, your brain's predictions are going to be dark. Automatically. Relentlessly. It's not pessimism. It's just bad modeling data. So now you've got a brain that's faster than your thoughts, running predictions based on your worst experiences, and firing stress signals before you even know why. What could go wrong? Everything. And it does. Because here's how anxiety actually works, and I mean the real mechanism, not the watered-down version. Something triggers your amygdala. Your body goes into stress response. Heart rate up. Breathing shallow. Muscles tight. Now your prefrontal cortex, your rational brain, notices this physical sensation and says, okay, something must be wrong. So it starts searching for the threat. And because it's your brain and your brain is very creative, it finds one. Or makes one up. Your boss's tone in that email. The fact that your friend hasn't texted back. The vague, shapeless sense that your life isn't going the way it should. Your body created the feeling. Your mind invented the reason. And then, here's the trap, you start avoiding the thing your mind invented. You cancel plans. You don't make the call. You put off the conversation. And every time you avoid it, your amygdala learns, see? I was right. That was dangerous. The avoidance confirms the fear. And the fear grows stronger. Psychologists call this the anxiety maintenance cycle. And once you're in it, your entire nervous system is basically running on a story your brain made up at 2 a.m. Okay. Deep breath. Because here is where everything shifts. Your brain is not fixed. It is not a finished product. Every thought you think, every habit you repeat, every reaction you choose, physically changes the structure of your brain. Neuroplasticity. The same mechanism that built your anxiety loops can dismantle them. With the right input. Here's what the science actually says works. First, name the feeling precisely. Not just I feel bad. I feel ashamed because I think I disappointed someone. Research by UCLA neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman shows that precise emotional labeling, what he calls affect labeling, reduces amygdala activity almost immediately. You're not suppressing the emotion. You're giving your prefrontal cortex something to grab onto. Language is a leash for your limbic system. Second, update the prediction. Remember, your brain runs on models. Bad models make bad predictions. So you have to consciously feed it new data. This is what exposure therapy actually is at its core. Not facing your fears to be brave, but giving your prediction machine evidence that the threat isn't as real as it calculated. Every time you do the scary thing and survive, you're updating the model. Third, regulate the body first. And this is the one people always skip. You can't think your way out of a physiological stress response. Your cortisol is already in your bloodstream. Your muscles are already tense. Rational thoughts don't reach a hijacked nervous system. But a slow exhale does. Physiological sighs, a double inhale through the nose followed by a long exhale through the mouth, have been shown in Stanford research to drop your heart rate and calm the amygdala faster than any cognitive technique. Your body has a backdoor into your brain. Use it. So here's what we know. You are walking around with a brain that is ancient, fast, and fundamentally paranoid. It predicts threats. It creates feelings before you have thoughts. It builds anxiety loops that feed themselves. And none of that is your fault. But here's what is in your hands, understanding it. Because the moment you realize that the voice in your head saying something is wrong is just a prediction, not a fact, something changes. You get a little bit of space. And in that space? That tiny gap between stimulus and response? That is where your actual freedom lives. Your brain was built for a dangerous world. But you don't have to let it define yours. This has been Brain Contraband. If this hit different, subscribe. Because every week we go deeper into the stuff your brain doesn't want you to know about itself. Share this with someone whose mind won't leave them alone. I'll see you in the next one.